Hey, Allie. I didn't say hey, by the way. Sorry. All right. Let's see. All right. So, I've been learning a lot on Instagram and just how like you can really grow your business on it. And I think that there's a ton of people. Is that Cash? There's a ton of people on Facebook, but there's so many people on Instagram too. Hold on a second. Sorry, my son on the phone. I thought it was Cash. I was like, my monitor is so loud. Okay. So some new things that have come on with Instagram is, and I don't know if this is new, but it's not super new. But if you go to your, if you just go to Instagram and then you hit the magnifying glass on the bottom, it's going to show you a bunch of people that you don't follow already, but it's based on people you talk to, the people you communicate with, your hashtags, because it thinks that these are people that you're going to want to follow. So look at that. And if you're looking at it and it's not people, then you kind of have to think about what you're posting, who you're engaging with, or hashtags that you're putting. Because I will talk a little bit about this, but a lot of people feel like when they put hashtags, they're just finding the same people that they are. So like coaches feel like they're finding other coaches. People are finding that they're finding themselves when they do the hashtags. So if you feel like this, what it shows isn't really who you're looking for, then kind of think about that moving forward in this training, and just think about like hashtags moving forward and how you can maybe change things up. But just take a look at that. If you go to the magnifying glass, it'll show you people that they think you would like. And if there's people on there that you would like to connect with, then that's awesome. We'll talk about that moving forward. So one thing they do have now is over in the bottom right hand, there's like a little flag, and you can actually save this image. You can save the Instagram handle within Instagram. So it's a good way to save recipes. If there's someone that you find that you're like, oh, I think she'd be an awesome, like you want to connect with her. It's just a good way to save things. And you can maybe have a folder of like girls you want to connect with. So I learned this in my training, that there is, just like Facebook, that there is business accounts. And so basically, if you're running any type of business, then you should be doing the business account. There's nothing that's negative about it. You literally, it just changes over from your personal account to a business account. And that way you're able to track things just like you are with Facebook like pages. So when you click this little, the little lines at the very top right-hand side, it will show you your posts, and it'll tell you, who likes them, how many likes there are, who likes them the most, time of day that people are on. So you can see like when you should be posting, especially if you're doing a call to action when you want the most people to see it. It will just give you a ton of content so that you're able to map out your content a little more. So like if you are planning on posting 3 times a day, when you should be posting, so that you know that people are seeing it, because the timelines go away so quickly. So there is a quick video that I can share with you guys on how to do this. It is really, really simple. It just takes a minute. I was so afraid when I went over to the business account that like it was going to like go away, but it literally is the same thing. And the nice thing about the business account is that you are able to put a location. So like at the bottom of my profile where I put Northampton, New Hampshire. So that's just another way that people can connect with you.
For the business account, does it like show to your followers it's a business account?
No, I think it looks exactly the same. I mean, you could look at mine.
I guess you could. Yeah.
Because
I don't think it's different.
Yeah, it looks pretty much like people that I follow. Like, let me see my Instagram girl. It looks exactly the same. You wouldn't know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. The only thing is, so if you have a Facebook like page, because Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same people, like if your Facebook like page says public figure, then your Instagram is going to say public figure. So whatever your Facebook has, it's going to go here.
Gotcha.
So your profile. So you want to have like what you stand for, what you do, and how people connect with you are the most important things. So you kind of just want to think like how you're different than other people and what they can expect to see from you when you're posting on your page. So I feel like, you want to be true to yourself. And so for me, like I love using emojis, but just, I think like bullet points are good. It kind of breaks it up. And yeah, so that way when people look at your account and they'll see like 4 or 5 things, then that's kind of what you're going to be posting about. I wouldn't put your Beachbody coach, just things that will deter people you don't want. You just want to be sharing things that like of who you are other than being a Beachbody coach. And you can say like things that may, because you're a coach, maybe, I wrote like lost 40 pounds at home. Like if you want to talk about home workouts, if you want to talk about meal prepping, like whatever you like to do, put that in there. And then I just have talked about this before, doing the link tree, which is when people click on that, there's like 4 or 5 options. It's like a tree. And then it's like how to connect with me on Facebook, how to join my Shift Shop challenge group. And there's like more options instead of just clicking and going, it'll bring them to one place. There's like 5 options. There's a video on Diamond Dreamcatchers on how to set that up as well. So just like in Facebook, you want to just be thinking about your ideal customer. So really take time to just like list all the traits that you are looking for and kind of bring that down into one specific person. Have that by your computer so that like when you're doing your post, you're talking to one person, because if you're talking to everybody, you're really talking to no one. And don't feel bad about like thinking that you're singling people out, because you really want to be attracting the right people that are coming to you and wanting to work with you. And think about like their deepest desires, what their pain points are, their fears, like what is bothering them inside, what keeps them up at night, the things that they may not want to tell people because it's just like something that they've always struggled with their whole life. Like you want them to see your stuff and read your posts and be like, oh my God, this girl gets me. She's speaking to me. Like I want to work with her. Like for me, I always think about when I share the coaching opportunity is I remember lying awake at night when I lived in Boston, and I would be like, oh my God, my mortgage is due. And it was so expensive. And I would be like, how am I going to pay it? When's the latest I can pay it without getting a penalty? And I was just always lying awake at night in bed thinking of bills. And so I share that because I think other people feel that way as well. So think of their age, gender, marital status, who they follow, they have kids, pets, hobbies, what content do they like. Like when you're posting, be who you are, just like on Facebook. Like if there's certain fonts you like, if there's colors you like, try to make consistency in your page. I actually just bought this thing and I haven't tested it out yet. It was probably from like China, but it looks, it's like this white little box, and you plug it in so that I literally can like have like a white background when I'm taking pictures of something. Cause when I look at girls' pages that are like bright and have like white and are simple, like that is what attracts me. So I'm trying to think of ways that I can create that as well. And just having like really pretty colors. I love pink, I love glitter. So like that to me is who I am. And people that like that are going to be the girls that follow you. And people that don't like that aren't your people. So don't feel like you have to be accommodating to everybody, because you don't want people following you that aren't into what you like anyway. Look at different Instagrams that you like, brands that you like, pick 3, if it's Instagram people, bloggers, maybe like, even if it's Apple, Nike, any type of big brands that you like, and just pick what you like about them and see how you can do it yourself as well. So in your posting, you want to post the 4 E's. So you want to educate, empower, entertain, and engage. So educate is just valuable information based on what you offer. So you could be posting something about like a recipe that you're doing, or a kitchen tip, or an organizational tip, something to educate people. Empowering is just simple advice that they can take action on. Success stories are a great way to do that. Entertaining. People use social media to escape from like their everyday life. So if it's going to make them laugh or smile, then that's awesome. People love animals. People love babies. That stuff's always entertaining. Funny quotes, things like that. And then engaging. So you want to invite your audience to participate. You can ask for opinions, do you like A or B better? If you relate to this, double tap. If you have a friend that you think of, tag them. And just remember, like, you don't want to use Instagram to sell. So like, you never want to, even when you're doing call to actions, you never want to be like, oh, and I actually don't know how to, some girls' Instagrams, when they swipe up, they're able to bring them to a new page. And I'm not quite sure. I thought I heard someone say that just Instagram randomly like picks people that it's able to do that, because on mine and most people's, when you swipe up, you can message them. So I always say to people, like, if you're interested, swipe up and message me. Because some people don't even know that. So you always want to give them the call to action, but you never want to do like a call to action and then have a link go to like your sales page. So you want to be just building relationships with people. You don't want to be using Instagram to sell. It's just to build that relationship with them. And then it's great for, you know, when you do have a new product or a launch. So don't assume everyone knows your story. You have to share it often. I even forget this quite often. Like, I just assume, because I've been doing this for so long, that like everyone knows my story, but like people are always following you. You always have new followers. Just like on Facebook, you have to be sharing it often. And one thing that I just remembered that I don't think I have in here is, one thing you can do is you can archive now, as long as you have the business account, and you can, I think it's that up at the top right, there's a little time clock. I think that was the button. And if you archive a post, then if it's like one that like you really liked and it got a lot of likes and comments, but you like did it like 2 weeks ago and you don't want people to see it, like you just posted it, if you archive it, it saves everything. Like, it saves your post, but it takes it off your wall so that you can repost it. And then people don't see it like twice too far behind. Because I do follow people reuse their information, their stuff all the time. So if you scroll through people like bloggers or people that have 50,000 followers, if you scroll through after a few swipes, you're going to see like the same smoothie picture. You're going to see the same before and after picture. They recycle the same stuff all the time because the pictures are fine. They may just write something new to change it up, but always reuse your content. So don't feel like you always have to have new pictures, like new before and afters. Like, you can use the same ones. I see girls using ones when they were pregnant to when, you know, to when they're now, and like over and over again. So don't feel like you have to repurpose, reuse, remake new pictures. If you have like a day that you look great and you like the way your makeup looks, like, you can take like 10 selfies in different shirts and use that. Or if you like, it's true, if you have like great lighting, I've taken pictures of shakes and I put like different things around them to take different pictures. Like, I might put flowers around it just so it's different. You can do the same shake, but just like at the end, you can like add something on top so that, you know, there's chocolate chips or coconut. But just put it on different tables, things like that. As long as, if you have good lighting, then utilize it, and then you can repurpose that. So 531 is a great way to get people to follow you. So if you genuinely find someone that you would like to engage with, then like 5 of their photos, comment on 3 of their photos, and that usually gets you a like back. So when you're commenting on them, you want to compliment, comment, and question. So genuinely compliment the person. Like, if there's something you like, their leggings, or like, I'm so into like leggings or like hair, makeup, like, so I will find something I like about the person, compliment them. And then always end with a question, and that means that like you're engaging and you want them to answer back. And people generally really like that. So I actually did that this morning. I'm going to talk a little bit more about using location. But yeah, this girl, she was like, her hair looked bomb. And I was like, your hair is gorgeous. And like, I liked a couple of her things. And she ended up, she said, thanks, girl. And then she followed me back. So for call to action for like what you can do after this call, like when you're thinking about when you're posting on Instagram, ask yourself, what will educate people in what I do, like with Beachbody? What will empower people? So this can be something that they can do, take action on immediately, or even something as like one of your success stories, or just something to make them feel good. Topics to entertain people. What do you have in your life that could make people laugh, make people smile? And then topics to engage your audience. So invite them, ask for options, ask for opinions, ask them to say, like this, people need to know what to do. So sometimes if you don't say like this or comment below or tag a friend, then they just keep scrolling through. But if they see that, then they may actually do it. We'll most likely they will than if you didn't write it. So I'm just going to keep talking. That's as far as I got with the PowerPoint. So let's see where I'm at. All right, so I think that's all for posting. All right, so the next thing is going to be hashtags. So like I was saying before, she said a lot of times people feel like, which I am all the time, I feel like I'm always finding other fitness professionals when it's my hashtags. And I'm like, what exactly am I supposed to be hashtagging? If I'm coming up with a hashtag, like no one else is using the hashtag because I made it up. So how am I going to like find anybody? So she said, using what customers would search for is like what we think, because we're like, oh, what would someone be looking for? But instead you want to be thinking of what they would be using themselves, because that's what people are using themselves is how you're going to end up finding people and engaging with people. So because if you use what people are searching for, like, so if you did like nutrition tips or clean eating, it's probably going to be all other fitness professionals because that's what they're doing as well. So if someone's looking for that, then you're going to be attracting all the same people. So she actually said you can create a hashtag hub. So you could actually like create your own hashtag like one time, and every time you were posting, you could say hashtag this, and you could try to create like, so for example, like I follow like the Tone It Up team, Tone It Up girls. So of course, when they started, they were like, oh, just hashtag Tone It TIU team, hashtag. And like, as the more they post about it and people it catches on. So like, if you are asking people to do that, and this could be more so if you had like a business where like there was a location or a restaurant. But if people start to use that, then you can start to see like who's following you, they're using yours. And then when they're making posts on Instagram and hashtagging that, then all of their friends will see that. And then they would see the hashtag, would click on it and then see all of their posts and your posts. And so tag people and brands, gives followers. Okay, yeah. So the location tagging is huge. So today I actually searched, which I've never done before. I searched Northampton, New Hampshire, which is the town I live in. And I could see like tons of people's posts that they were tagged, they tagged themselves in Northampton, New Hampshire. So anyone that was like a young girl that was like at the beach or like that I would want to connect with, that's what I was doing the commenting, questioning type thing on, because I'm like, I would love to be connected with people that are local to me. And so doing anything near you, any of your surrounding towns, or do your state even, because people, I mean, I haven't really been doing it, but everyone else seems to be tagging their location. So you can connect with people like that's a really great way to connect with people. And then Jatana said on the wake up call this week was you can really tag anywhere. So she's been tagging UK so that people that live in UK are seeing her stuff. She does Canada so that Canada people see her stuff. You don't have to be in that spot. Even if you could do surrounding states, like anything that's around you, you can search for people, and then you can also, whenever you do a post, tag that. So the only place you wouldn't want to tag would be like your home, so people don't know where you live. But other than that, use that for your advantage so people can find you, because people, the girl was saying that she was like, or was it her? A few people have said that people have found them because they were like new to the area and they were trying to meet new people. And so they searched for it, like their hometown, and they were able to connect with coaches, and then they ended up being coaches. So using the location thing is huge. Let's see. Okay, so this was a great tip. So once she looked for a location. So say I did Northampton, and then I went to this girl's page, and then I would find like a post that I liked of hers, and then I would look at her hashtags. So if she was like at the gym, and then whatever she was hashtagging. So hashtags that we probably don't think of because we're the coaches, but we're not like the actual just girls going to the gym. So look for hashtags that you could start using. And then if you find a post that has a lot of likes, so say one of them has like 100 likes, go to the 100 likes, click on the 100, and then it'll show all of her, like her friends that liked her post. And then you can go to her friends and start looking them up, because if they like her, then they're probably like her. And if it's a girl at the gym, then she probably has friends that go to the gym. So that's a good way to expand your network, by looking at other people and then looking at all of their hashtags. So, and then start creating lists of other hashtags that you can use. And so when you go to her friends list, look at her hashtags and see what she's hashtagging. Other thing she recommended was if you don't have like an actual location. So like say you were, you could tag, like if you were wearing Lululemon pants, instead of tagging Lululemon, you could tag like a Lululemon location near you. And so that's like using a location again instead. And then she said you could click Lululemon near you on whatever the location is. And she said the first few will be ones by Lululemon, but then if you scroll down further, it's going to be girls that wear Lululemon. So like that's another way that you can connect, is by the Lululemon location or whatever. It doesn't have to be Lululemon, but that's just the example she used. So I thought these were all great tips. See, and then look at her hashtags. Okay, so hashtag research. So she suggested I'm going to have to Google this because I wasn't familiar with this, but she said there's hashtag generators. So you could put in a hashtag and then it'll generate for you like similar hashtags that you can use. On your phone, there's one called Tag-O-Matic. But she said that's just for like on your phone. There's ones that you could use like on your desktop. So she said since you can use up to 30 hashtags, you want to use, make a list of 30 hashtags that your ideal customer would use. And then you want to make a list for a list of hashtags that they would be searching for. So they're probably going to be different. And again, things that they're searching for, like that is kind of, I feel like when we run into people where we're finding people who are like us. But I think just finding people you like, and then seeing what they hashtag is a cool way to just to figure out what the hell you're supposed to hashtag. Because I feel like it's so hard to figure that out. And then what I do is I just save the list of whatever I use in my notes section on my phone. So once you make a post, then don't put it in your comment, in your caption. Then make a copy and paste into the comment all of your hashtags. And what I do is I create like a lot of dots, which you've probably seen people do, so that way when people are looking, like they don't see all your hashtags. They just see like a little bit of space. And then what you can do is after like a few hours, you can go back and you can delete that comment, and then you can copy and paste your other list and put in a new one. So then it goes back up to, so like once it goes into those hashtags, you can't delete it and then put the same hashtag. It's not going to go back up to the top of the list. So you have to put new ones in, but you can delete it and then put a whole new set in. So if you can do 30, then do 30, so that it's on more people's news feeds. And then I'll make a list of these, but there were suggestions for fitness, nutrition, like good hashtags that we could be using. And then I picked, there was ones for like makeup, and there was ones for fashion, because like that's what I'm into, but there was ones for all different categories. So just kind of like, it's a good way to see like what you could be hashtagging. Like if you're into fashion, like obviously like OOTD, like outfit of the day is super popular, or like fashion trends or what's trending. For makeup, it was like makeup addict, or even just like hashtag blush, hashtag bronzer. So like there's just like different ideas for that. And then I think that's it for that. And we'll go into Instagram stories. Let's see. Yeah. So for Instagram stories, what I feel like is really true, like, I don't know if you guys have had different experience, but I feel like I haven't really seen people like promoting their business on Instagram stories. I've seen, because I follow other coaches, I see them doing things, but for the most part, people I follow in general are just like, it's just like their life every day. So I feel like it's a great opportunity to be like getting on board with it, with running it for your business, because people, I feel like it's still pretty fresh. And I feel like Instagram stories is much more popular than Facebook stories. I feel like people love Instagram stories. So it's not utilized by other companies yet, at least I feel like. So that's why you want to jump on board now. With the Instagram algorithm, it's important way to make sure that you're always at the top of followers' newsfeeds. So when people every time you post a new story, you're going to be at the top of someone's newsfeed. So they're always going to see your things. And again, just like with the algorithms, with the business account, you can see the analytics of your Instagram stories. So you can see people that are actually, I looked into it even further. I thought only before you could see like who sees your story, but you can see like who swipes, like when they're watching it, if they swipe it to the next person's. So there's definitely more that you can see. You can see when people screenshot. So there's some cool things that you can see with that. So, and this definitely, it's just like anything else with video. Like it brings people in emotionally when they see your face, when they see your excitement, they can just like see who you are as a person, so much more than a picture. And it can increase engagement over time, even if you're posting less on your actual feed. Sometimes I do so much on stories that I forget, and I'm like, oh, I should probably post a picture on like my newsfeed, because I'm always doing stories. People that watch your stories, that you see them like consistently watching your things, like you can shoot them a direct message. You can send them a video and just be like, hey girl, I saw you watch my, stories all the time. Thanks for your support, and just give them a little shout out. So what you should be doing is you can show your day in the life of your business, and just make sure that you're like adding value, so that you're not just like, if you're showing how you're doing a workout with like, if you're a busy mom, or how you're getting in a nutritious meal, even though you have no time. So just make sure, even though you're sharing about your business and sharing about your day, and like you're sharing about your Shakeology, like just make sure you're adding value to it. And it's not that you're just like posting about it, just like you do on Facebook. Like, wouldn't just post a picture of your selfie of you and your shake. You would talk about like what it does for you. So you want to make sure that you're sharing tips at the same time. And you can cross promote. So like if you're going to be doing a Facebook Live video, if you have a blog, then you can always talk about it and just like do little snippets. And then you can say on my Facebook, you can click the link in my bio, and I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live, or go to my blog. It's just a cool way to show like where we have so many products. Like if you're drinking Energize, if you're drinking Recovery, if you're doing 3-day refresh, like there's so many things that we do in our everyday lives to like, that you can share about it. Just make sure that like you tell people like what it is, and the consistency is huge. Like, and I feel like that's kind of where I've been trying to like every day, just like show people like I'm getting in my workout and I'm doing the best I can to like eat healthy, because then they are like, well, if she's doing it every single day, then like she can help me do it. And when they see you like drink like your Energize every day, they're like, wow, that must like really help her before her workout, or she's drinking this Recovery. So when people see that every single day, it's important. I feel like what I have to do more is like tell people, because I just assume because people are watching it every day that like they know what I'm doing, but I feel like I need to say more like, oh, I'm getting in my workout, it's only 30 minutes. Like I always try to reiterate that like Cash is sleeping, and that, like I'm a busy mom, and things like that. But so same thing, use like similar when you're doing like, try not to make it too busy. Don't have like a ton of like weird emojis. Keep it like simple, but keep it you, like have it pretty colors, whatever you like, that's you. And again, just make sure you're entertaining, educating, inspiring, and align it with your content, but don't have it duplicate like exactly the same. So when people see your newsfeed, it should make sense with your stories and vice versa, but don't have like the same screenshot in your story as the same screenshot in your newsfeed. Recommended is six stories a day, which, so if you're doing like, 4 or 5 frames, that would be like 1 story. I think Jatan that said like try not to go over 4 frames, which can be hard when you're talking. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're talking. I know I've gone past that for sure. And it's good to have like at the end of the day would be like if you're trying to promote like a free group or someone to go to your blog, you know, so at the end of each day, because the 24 hours ends, try to have like some call to action of some sort. And I guess you can now add a link to your stories, which I'm not exactly sure how to do, but people can click on like a link and it'll bring them to something else. Same thing, you can do locations. You can tag locations so that like when people search locations, your video, your story will come up. That's another great way. Again, like I talked about before with locations, you know, so again, United Kingdom, hometown, surrounding towns, states, you can do Canada, you know, wherever. And, you know, she was saying like, if you, like, it's normal, like it's for me, I'm like, I know, but I'm not in Canada. So like, why would I post Canada? Or like, why would I hashtag, I don't know, why would I hashtag something that like wasn't exactly what I was posting about, but I knew someone that would hashtag it would be interested in it. And she's like, that's just what people do. So don't feel weird about it. Cause I was like, even wondering if like people that have, you know, where I know like Shakeology can help like arthritis and like some certain, like autoimmune diseases, and, you know, like people with PCOS have used Shakeology and have used, you know, workouts and stuff like, but I don't know if it would be like, those are the people, you know, you can help, but I don't know if like if you hashtagged it, they would think that you have that, you know what I mean? So I don't know if there's like a fine line with that. That's just kind of what was going on in my head. So you just want to like create trends, create consistency, like show your workouts every day, even if it's just like a move you're doing or like anything, so that people can see, like, you show a picture of like Beachbody On Demand, show them like you choosing what your workout is so they can see like all the workouts that they can get. You know, show your workout space that it's tiny, that you don't need a ton of room. Show that you're like your baby's napping. Talk about how you're tired. Like I've had so many people reach out to me to be like, oh my God, I love watching your videos because you are like so real. Cause I'll be like, oh my God, this fucking sucks. I don't want to finish this. I still have like 7 minutes and I don't want to do it. Cause they're like, so many coaches are like, off to do my workout. And then like, and then the next picture, they're like at the beach, like working. And they're like, it's so annoying because they make it look so like easy and pretty, but they're like, you're so real with it. So like, just be real. Talk about when it sucks. Talk about when you don't want to do it and you do it, you know, why you did it. And then talk about like how it was after, you know, if it was harder than you thought, if it was, you got through it better than you thought, how you're going to recover with recovery or Shakeology. Like just things that are going to motivate people, inspire people. They're going to want to watch you. And think about things that when you're watching someone's makes you swipe to the side and be like, oh, I don't want to watch her anymore. Cause then you don't want to do that. That kind of just popped into my head right now. Cause pretty rarely, I pretty much usually watch most people, but after a while, some people, times I swipe. So just note that so that you know, like what you don't like as well. And then again, what she talked about on the National Wake Up Call was, is how she, you know, basically hits Success Club and fills her challenge groups every month. So she says like, well, one thing is huge. You know, again, creating content and value is sharing, like if there's a lipstick you like or a skincare line you like shout that, add them, you know, the ad, whatever it's called, like tag them, hashtag it so that people know what you're using. Because people hate it when they're like, oh my God, I love your leggings. And the person doesn't say where they're from. And like a million people will be like asking like, where the hell are your leggings from? People hate that. So you want to be like telling people. And that's why like, I love like trying new healthcare like beauty products, makeup. So like for me, that's what I want to share about more. And then when I share about it, I will say like, this is where I got it. Cause people like to know that stuff. So she says, she preps it with saying like Sunday night, I have a huge announcement, and she preps it up so that like blah, blah, blah for like a day or two, she talks about the announcement. And then on, let's see if is that the second day. The second day, The second day, she talks about the pain point. So like whatever it is that you are, if you're, you know, a new mom and you're trying to get your body back, or whatever it is that like resonates with you right now with Beachbody, talk about that, and talk about like, be open with it, be raw with it, be like, you want that person to be like, oh my God, she's talking to me. I want to do this with her. And that's going to be like the hardest and scariest part for you, because it's you being vulnerable, but that's what's going to get you to relate with other people. And then she talks about what will you do for this group? And she said it should be in 3 to 4 frames. So again, you have to do it pretty quickly. But she talks about, in the first frame, accountability and meal plans, and she'll write that on her frame as she's talking. Then the next one is, I'll be your free coach, and you'll get personal trainer style workouts. So it'll say like, me as your free coach, amazing workouts. And then the next frame is accountability, you know, the free group. So it's like, plain and simple. She's like, be in front of a white wall that it's just like you talking. So people just see your face. They're not distracted. They see like the words, a couple things, what you're going to do for them. And then the next one, over the next few days, as you're getting people to sign up, you know, every time one person signs up, do it again. Make a list of people and just add names to it. So when you have one person, or maybe if you want to wait till you have like 2 or 3, that might look better. You know, you have like 3 of 10. 1, 2, 3, and you have 3 people listed, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is open. And then as people come on, you add their names in, because it's just positive peer pressure. When people see that, they're like, oh, these girls are doing it. It would probably be fun. It wouldn't just be me doing it by myself. People like that. And then maybe even then you could add in incentives and be like, I have 3 left. I'm doing for the next 3 people that join, I'm doing this. And you could write that next to it on it. So that's how she did it. And I know that a lot of coaches have been doing that, because Carl Deichler talked about it, of her doing like the list of things. But I do think it's a good way for people to see that it's not just like this fake thing, that people are actually signing up, people are actually doing it. And positive peer pressure is definitely legit. So, so yeah, I feel like I took like a lot of cool takeaways from what I've learned so far. So I hope some of that helped you guys. I think really just focus on like having your profile explain who you are, what people are going to see when they come to you, and just think of like things that you like and enjoy. And it's not just about Beachbody and like things that you're going to like posting about, and you make it fun. Like for me, like what I had said before, what draws me to people's pages is I do like consistency. So some people do like every 3rd post is like a quote. So like when you look at their page, it's all the same, like there's a quote, or maybe like every middle picture is a shake. So just think of things that you might like. And that way, when you're posting, like the next time you're due to make a post, you're like, oh, well, it's supposed to be a shake post because of where it is. So that's easy. Or if it's a quote post, you know, and if you're looking for quotes on Instagram, like find like 5 or 10 that you like, so you have them. But yeah, so just have a good profile page and just really start using Instagram stories if you're not. And if you're using them, use them more, and just make sure you're engaging, you're calling to action. And yeah, so you guys have any comments? I think we have a minute left.
That was helpful.
Good.
I have to say your, oh, shoot, it just left my head. But how you speak to like one particular person, I just wanted to point out that that was you totally speaking to me. Like when you were talking about going back to work, and I remember being like,
that's good.
What do you do? I want to do that.
Yeah. It's hard because you want to like talk to everybody, because you're like, you just want to help everybody, but you really, if you talk to this just one person, then those people will come to you, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, awesome.